Hey YouTube, this is your girl F So if you're new here, thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're coming back. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. And so this video is a little chit chat video. It's basically a get ready with me. So stay tuned and thank you for watching once again. So I'm going to be doing my makeup, but it's not really a tutorial. I'm just doing my makeup and doing a little chit chat while I get ready. Okay? So we're in 2021. We're in quarantine or whatever we're in now. Lockdown. We've been in lockdown since like April 18th, I think, or April 19th. And nail salons, hair salons haven't been open since like December of last year. So it's been tough. We've been like 5 months into this like deep lockdown. And you know what? Before the lockdown wasn't bothering me. I didn't really care. I was still coming and going how I pleased, how I wanted. I was okay. But what's really affecting me now is now when you go to stores, they put certain items on essential items. So you can't shop for anything. You can only shop for what the government thinks is essential. Now at this point, it's getting to be too much. Like, I don't understand how shopping for certain items can cause people to contract COVID. At this point, it just seems like you guys are just trying to control us and what we're able to purchase and not purchase. It's not cool. But we're supposed to rise up and demonstrate, but come on, let's be realistic. Some people, depending on the professions that they do, if you rise up and protest, you could lose your job. And we're already in a pandemic. If you lose your job, what you gonna do? How you gonna eat? Exactly. So we basically have to sit there and take it. And it's like really scary because there's gonna be worse pandemics in the future than COVID-19, I'm sure. I guarantee it. So how are we gonna handle the future ones if we couldn't even handle this one? Like, look how the government is handling this one. It's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. And it makes me really fear the future because, yeah, this is not it. It's not it. I don't know if I could talk and do my eyebrows, but we're going to try and see. But it seems like it's going to be a little tough. So as you can see with my eyebrows, I haven't done my eyebrows since, like, I've been doing it on my own at home with like Nair and like tweezers here or there. But most of the time I just want to leave them alone and let them grow out because the shape ain't it. So yeah, we'll make it do what it do. Sorry guys, my mirror is down here. That's why I'm looking down. So back to what I was saying. So we've been in this pandemic for way too long. Not this pandemic, but this lockdown. And you know what makes it even more sadder is when you go on Instagram, you're scrolling down Instagram, you're scrolling down whatever, social media, and you see, sorry guys, that your neighbors in America are wide open. And I don't mean just open, like they're open. Like places like Florida, they don't even wear masks anymore. Texas, they don't wear masks. All in the name of, well, people have been vaccinated. Child, the vaccines are another story. I don't even want to talk about that mess. But, you know, it's sad. It's just overall sad. Like, Canada dropped the ball so bad. And it's like, I don't know how we're ever going to get back to normal life. Will we ever be normal again? I doubt it. Because right now there's a travel ban. I mean, people travel. But when you come back, you have to pay $2,000 to quarantine in a hotel. And yeah. On top of that, doing the COVID test. You have to come with a negative COVID test. Do the COVID test again. I mean, it's overkill. And I don't think all that is necessary. Not that it's not necessary, but it's like, how can we be in North America? Our neighbors to the south, in the beginning it looked like they were a little but now it's like they got it together. And it's like, I feel like Americans are lucky that Donald Trump was in office when the pandemic first started, because if it was the Democrats, only God knows how they would have handled it in the beginning. Although maybe they would have done the same thing anyways. I mean, the beginning it was looking very bad, but now it looks like, you know, I don't know. All I know is that it's a mess right now here in Canada. We don't know when we're going to be opened up. They said May 20th, but today I've been reading on social media that, you know, they're saying no, May 20th will not be the day that we will be reopening. Which I'm not surprised at all. You know, our May long weekend is May 24th. So I think most of us knew that we were not going to be open in time for May 24th weekend, because the whole point is for us to stay locked down. You know, increase the lockdowns to flatten the curve. That was one of the memes about Doug Ford. I was going to call him Donald Trump. But yeah, that's the kind of life we're living here at the moment. And it's just sad, you know. There's nothing we could do. I mean, you could go protest. I know they're holding like protests like every weekend for people to try to get out of this lockdown. But I mean, what can we do? Like I said, some of us are not afforded the benefit of being able to lock down, to protest, because if you do, you could lose your job. And that's not cool, because then that means freedom of speech is not really free. But I think we already knew that already. I mean, being black in North America or America, you kind of know that your freedom of speech is not really free. It's all at a cost. And unfortunately, I don't have the funds to afford that cost. But those who do, I mean, they're doing a good job, I guess. I know like that Chris Sky guy, he's been fighting it really hard. And I mean, I guess he has the funds because he's been going, he's been traveling, he's been, you know, really going to war about this COVID stuff. He's really doing the work. But I don't know if it's helping. Because today he's on this travel ban list, tomorrow he's on that travel ban list. I mean, I don't know if it's really, if he's really making an impact. But I know like a lot of people would love to be able to be out there and protest against lockdowns and all that. But like I said, because of our jobs, you go out there and protest, you could be out of a job, you know. And this is not the time to be out of a job. That is for sure. If not anything. This is definitely not the time to be out of a job, because our economy is also going straight to hell. I mean, since we entered 2021, everything's just been going up, 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 up. From gas prices to groceries, everything is just on the up and up. And I feel like the government already knows that people are going to be complaining and whatnot, so they're already starting, you know, giving people money here or there. I mean, they've done well so far as it, like, benefits wise. I mean, if you don't work because of the pandemic, you can get benefits, but, you know, nothing's free in this world, and it will all eventually come at a cost. The question is what cost to us, and how much are we going to be paying for this in the long run. That's what makes me nervous right now, but we live to see. People have been reminding other people that if they're not happy about how this government did the lockdowns, that we're voting, elections are 2022 October. So don't forget, people. Go out and vote. Vote for what you want. Vote for Hillary. Vote for who you want. Not Hillary. Hillary's not going to run again, I don't think. But you never know. Never say never. And on that note of never say never, let's get into the next conversation topic of chit chat. So I wanted to talk a little bit about relationships and, like, y'all relationship goals and whatnot, whatever. Now, I've seen, like, a common trend on social media when you guys see cute couples and be like, oh, relationship goals, oh, all that. And I think on social media, relationship couples have proved time and time again that no relationship is perfect. Like, people should not believe the hype. Just because today they're lovey-dovey, kissy-kissy, tomorrow it could be another story. You know, people change like the wind. Emotions can change at any time. People can change at any time. I remember before getting married, I was told, you know, you never stop learning about your spouse, and I believe that is true. I think it goes the same way as relationship boyfriend and girlfriend. You never stop learning. I mean, every day you learn something new. And people, I feel like, forget and stop doing things like learning and wanting to better themselves for their relationship and whatnot. They get to a point where they're just like, you know, this is how I am. Take it or leave it. And I feel like that's not right, because every day we're learning, we're growing, and we're learning. And it should be everybody's goal or mindset that, you know, this person that I'm with in 20 years will, like, how will our relationship dynamic change? What can I do to improve our relationship? What can the other person do to improve our relationship? I mean, I think it's like a two-way street. Like, communication is really important. So always keep the, you know, the channels of communication. And, like, I mean, one day you could be into something, tomorrow you could not into that thing. And then it's like, so what do you do? And it's like, you have to learn as you go along with the process, and just be open to change, open to, you know, the person that you're with may not be the same person in a year or two. And deal with it as, you know, you guys go along. So what baffles me, or what I don't understand, is how people listen to people like Derek Jan and Kevin Samuels. And, I mean, go to them for advice or listen to them about their opinions on men or whatever. I feel like women, from the beginning of time, we've been taught to be certain ways if we want to attract certain things. For example, people could be like, oh, if you don't want men to rape you, don't wear this and this type of clothing. And I feel like that is so wrong. and not fair to us as women. But unfortunately, that's like the society we've been raised in, if I'm being politically correct. But it's my hope that now that we know better, that we do better, especially in teaching the next generation coming up, which is our children or our nieces, our nephews, any impressionable person in our life, especially in between the ages of like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, when you're a teenager, you think you know everything, and I would say you're less impressionable because you kind of pick up the habits on what you want to do. But when you're in like grade 6, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6 is when you're really learning and figuring out the type of person you are or want to be. And I feel like that age group is really important for us that know better, or our generation, to really help steer that age group in the right direction, especially when it comes to gender roles, relationship roles, all that type of stuff. Because, you know, these boys that are coming up, we know now that we need role models. We need people to communicate what's going on, that we need to have better communication skills in general. And I mean, it's not like one trick pony or it's all going to be good in one shot. No, it's a daily process, and it's, you know, a work in progress for sure. Because even us, our generation that I keep saying know better, because I mean, we've all had that epiphany moment where it's like, oh, you know, when I was younger I didn't get this and this, and that's why maybe my life is like this and this. So now that we know that, what are we doing to help the generation after us coming up, for them to have a better foundation or a better understanding of their self, their confidence, their worth, and ideologies that they should have in their minds before they become adults. And I don't just mean like in relationships, whatever, but even like with career, with who you are as a person. It could be anything, in any aspect in life. Like, I feel like today mothers, well, younger mothers, are one of our goals for our children should be teaching boys how to cook. Like, gone are the days where we're like, oh, well, women are in the kitchen. No, it's not an excuse anymore. We should all be at the point where, you know, we're doing better when it comes to raising our young men or our boys, to bring back manners, to bring back, you know, to know how they can protect themselves. I know, like, with the Me Too movement and like police targeting young black men, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I wish to see, especially more in the future, organizations that cater more to like helping kids, younger kids, understand that, you know, you may come into, although it's unfortunate, but you know what, I think it's more important that the person that, let's say a police officer approaches your son, I feel like it's more important that your son comes back home to you than them having to run, or like just letting them know the basics that, listen, a police officer pulls you over, do as much as you can to de-escalate the situation. Although it shouldn't be on our young men, but it's more important to have them come home. I know this video is all over the place. I apologize. But basically coming to the end. I don't think I'm gonna do any lashes. I think I look a little cute. Not bad. You know, can't complain. So, I hope I have enough footage. If not, I guess I'll come back and talk some more. So, I don't know where I left off and where I'm beginning because I'm trying to talk for an hour. And I didn't realize how difficult it was to try to talk for an hour. I thought, oh, I can just, you know, talk and talk and talk and then that will be fine. But I lied. I guess I don't have the gift of gab as much as I think I do. Anyways, so back on my topic that I was talking about earlier, about relationships and, you know, listening to relationship coaches and whatnot. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I feel like all knowledge is, you know, you can get something from anything. I just have a problem when people are buying too much into the hype. And I don't even have a problem with that. I mean, it's none of my business. What you want to believe in is what you want to believe in. sis. Believe in what you want to believe in. But when you give into that false narrative that, oh, look at this man, he knows what he's talking about in life, whatever, and then later on you're disappointed that the person is, you know, doing the exact thing that they're talking about. I mean, it shouldn't surprise people, because I think history has taught us time and time again that most people that are preaching about something know about it firsthand, or have like dealt with the situation or whatever, and are most likely the most likable people to commit that crime, you know. And that's why I say never. Like, somebody could swear up and down, if that man does that to me, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. The minute it happens to them, and I'm glad that social media now has come up with that trend that don't listen to me. Like, there were memes, like Cardi B would be like, don't listen to me, I take them back after they cheat. Exactly, because don't come preaching about you're not going to take him back. Everybody's situation or circumstance is different, and you know, as women, we're allowed to change our mind, right? Or have our own opinion. Today we could be in love, lovey-dovey, like, you know, it's whatever, and then tomorrow it could be a different story. It reminds me of I don't know if you've ever watched the show Love and Marriage Huntsville, where Melody, so in the first season, we're basically finding out about her and her husband, and it feels like the whole first season is basically about her and her husband's infidelity and her taking him back. Now, everyone had an opinion on her taking her husband back, and you know, it sucks that society always, whenever a man does something, it's always the woman's fault. Like, oh, you did that, you did this. We're always getting down hard on the woman. It's like, what did she do to deserve the guy cheating? Okay, so she's in love with the guy, he cheated, so she's automatically supposed to get mad. Of course she's mad, she's upset, she's confused. But it's like society wants to tell you how to deal with it. Like, oh, you have to leave him, you cannot stay. And that's crazy. Well, I don't think it's crazy, but it's like, why do people's opinions have to be at your forefront when you're thinking, oh, what am I gonna do, or how am I gonna handle with this situation? Like, I'm sure everybody has their opinions. I mean, if a public figure's relationship comes up, me and my girlfriends, we will talk and kiki and be like, you know, she's an idiot, if I was me, I'd be gone. But when you're actually in the situation, it's totally different. And you know, Melody at that point has 4 kids for the man, and consequently got pregnant thereafter. She found out as well, and it's like, oh, so you only got pregnant to keep him? Like, why do the first thought that comes into people's mind is that we are trying to keep the man, or the woman is trying to keep the man? Society needs to unthink that, because we're in a totally different generation now. Melody's not that even older than us, so like, that generation, we're completely different. We're not like the olden days where we're slaving over hot stoves, we're killing ourselves over these men. No, women are bossing up now. We're getting our own money, being independent, living our best lives. Ain't nobody got time for that. For a cheating man, for women to be calling on your phone, telling you put your husband on the phone, put the man on the phone. Excuse man. And women and other women that, well, I wouldn't say they do that to other women, because sometimes they're put in a difficult situation as well. I'm gonna shift gears to like, let's say Chioma and Davido. Now, we all know these men are dogs. Some men are dogs. And Davido, it's like, he's not even a willing dog, but he's a young dog. So you could blame age, but for how long are we going to blame age? Come on. When it's a person's character, it's a person's character. With Chioma, I hate having an opinion on people's personal lives and their relationships, but I mean, they're a public figure, so we should be able to garner some type of opinion. But it's like, he has 2 different baby mamas. Y'all claim y'all were together during that time, and he went off, cheated, had 2 different baby mothers. got together. He professed his love for you to the world. Chioma, my love, eh. And then consequently gets another baby mama pregnant. Whether you guys were broken up, whether you guys were not together, we don't know the details. And it doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, what matters is another child has been brought into the world by your man and another woman. And when I first heard about this story, like, I felt for Chioma, because I'm just like, I'm not directly connected to the situation, so I can only imagine how she feels being directly connected to the situation. And knowing that, you know, you guys are public figures. So when you're public figures, like, you're not even being humiliated locally, you're being humiliated worldwide. And I feel like most people would side with Chuma and be like, come on, like, I gave you your first son. Although, like, come on, having a boy nowadays is not even top tier. It's whatever. I mean, having a child, period, is what's important. But the child is only, what, 1, going on 2, and you bring another child into the world and it happens to be another boy. Child. My first thoughts is I'm highly upset with the other girl in this situation particularly. Although when a man cheats, I don't think the focus should be on the other woman, because that other woman doesn't owe you any loyalty or anything. It's the man that owes you the loyalty. But, like, everybody knows about Chioma and Davido. So whatever Davido comes and tells you in your ear is what you want to hear, or what you want to fathom in your mind. To be like, okay, I'm going to lay down with this guy and then get pregnant, have his baby. Lord, I try not to judge, because ain't nobody perfect in this world. But sis, you are completely, like, that's just way far too left for me. And from how it looks on social media, Choma's handling it pretty well. Because I tell you, if it was another girl, who knows what happens behind the scenes. And the whole home girl, the alleged new baby mother, has the nerve to be doing a YouTube channel talking about the situation. Well, she's not really talking about the situation. She's alluding around the situation, because she knows if she talks too much, the money train gonna stop. See, and that's what happens when some women, I feel like, are just can be so, not evil, but it's like just getting mixed up in the wrong type of situationships. Like, how did you get involved, sis? Like, even if you're a shoulder to cry on for him, go and have a baby? I don't know, man. Child, I try not to get into people's business, you know. It ain't my business, but it's out there. So that's the alleged situation between Choma and Davido. But, you know, they're young with money. And I feel like when you're young and you're rich, and you just do stupid shit. So we live to see how that story goes, or how it will evolve. But I'm not going to lie, I felt it for Choma still, because it's like, nah, that's not what we gonna do, for sure. And I wonder if they would get back together. I mean, she seems like a wholesome girl. I don't know these people personally, so I don't know. And Davido, I mean, he's a hustler. He's hustling. And I guess, you know, these hoes ain't loyal. Whether it's a hoe or the guy. Or the guy is a hoe. They just ain't loyal. Let's see what other relationship couples we could talk about. So guys, I apologize. This video took me literally all day to make. Yeah, I already took off my makeup. Basically getting ready for bed. But my final comments or whatever, I'm trying to get 10 more minutes of footage, so bear with me. But so I just wanted to go back to the Kevin Samuels and the Derek Jans, relationship coaches of our generation that women love to go and listen to. And I mean, there's no problem in listening to them. My opinion or my issues that I have with it is when when the relationship coaches are putting women down in the name of being real, talking about you can't get a 6-figure man because you are above 30, or you're you're too old or you're too fat or things like that. It just, I feel like in today's world, like no one should be able to tell you what you can or cannot do, because we have seen time and time again, the underdog, you know, can always be the winner in the end, despite of what everybody else thinks. And if you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and his Lord and Savior, he's your Lord and Savior, and you believe in God, the Bible says with him all things are possible. So listening to that type of rhetoric or letting that be planted or sowed into your spirit, I would reject it. Like, you don't need that. You need to believe firmly that if you're looking for a husband or you're looking for a partner, that God will bring you the right partner. And again, you know, their advice, I mean, it's good to listen to advice. It's good to get everybody's view and perspective. But it's when you let it fester and you're letting it harbor and it's basically affecting you. Because people go on his show, and I think it's just mainly for entertainment, because you can't just come on someone's live and be like, oh, well, I think I look above average, and he's telling you, sweetie, you look less than average. Like, there's a way and a place, a time and everything to do stuff like that. And it's like, what are you leaving with the people? And people that subject themselves to that, like, I just wonder, like, why? Like, you need someone to tell you that you're not beautiful. You need someone to tell you that, oh, what you're looking for, you're never going to get. Like, what is that going to do for you? How does that help your psyche? If you want someone to be realistic with you and be like, oh, I believe if you do this and this and this, you will get that type, what you're looking for. What is the guarantee? Like, people listen to this guy like he can guarantee you will get a man. And he claims he has helped people. He knows how to help you get a 6-figure man. Like, and I'm just like, well, to me in life, nothing is guaranteed except for the Lord and Jesus Christ. And that we all will die. And one day, you know, you're going to have to account for where you're going. Apart from that, I don't understand how people take his word for, yo, if I listen to this guy, I will get a 6-figure man. Sis, I don't know. Like I said, I would pay more attention to the Bible. And that's my own opinion, though, honestly. If you don't believe in the Bible and that stuff, then I mean, I guess you go to wherever you can get advice that you need. Especially if you've been in a few relationships and then, like, things are not going well and you're looking for advice and you just don't know because nobody's being real with you. But then I feel like that also falls on individuals. They don't self-reflect. They don't try to figure out what's really, what is my role in this situation. And I feel like those are stuff that are really important. And like, seek a real relationship coach or therapist. I mean, I guess Kevin Samuels is real, but someone who talks to condescendingly to people like that all the time, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with my spirit. But, you know, I guess it's for entertainment. You see him everywhere on the blogs, getting people together, like, Miss Ma'am. And you already know what he's going to say. You're 34, you're 35. You should have started looking for a man when you were 23. And it's like, how realistic is that? At 23, do you even know who you really are? And that's why most 23-year-olds, when they get married, they're 33 and then getting a divorce, because it's like, I didn't even know who I was at 23. Or I'm just speaking in general. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. And, you know, relationship issues is broad. Like, it's not a cookie cutter thing. It's not one size fits all. Everyone's going to have a different experience. Everyone's going to have a different interpretation of what to do, how to do it, and how to come against, you know, what you're looking for. And that's what I say also about relationship goals. Like, this whole time, Derek Jan is on the internet telling women what to do, how to keep a man. And the whole time he was married, people didn't even know. Like, y'all don't even doing background checks on these guys. Just be sitting there listening to them. For what? Why? We have to do better. And I don't know what that is, per se. I'm just speaking, you know, just to talk, I guess. But we just have to do better. I mean, who am I? No, to me, no one is perfect. And if someone's giving you advice, my first thing is, what did you do in that situation that helped you? Kevin Samuels people are alleging that he's gay. Do we even know for sure? Can you count like 5 of his friends? Five, or not even 5. Let's say 3. Because, you know, birds of a feather flock together. So if you show me his friends, then I can say, oh yeah, he has helped so-and-so person. But he comes and sit there and then tells you, if y'all ain't paying, you know, I'm not talking, so pay. I don't know. I guess people just like that. Or it's just entertainment. I don't know. But it's just weird to me. But what I will say is that, you know, if you are Christian and seeking for that godly spouse, again, that's probably not my forte or expertise. I don't have no expertise. I'm learning as I go as well. We're learning together, sis. But what I would say is that take it one day at a time and be open to reproach, open to, you know, criticism, open to feedback, you know, about what you may or may not be doing or could do, if that's what you really want. Because some people say they want that, and then when they get the opportunity or get that, then they're acting in a completely different way. And it's like, are you sure that's what you want? Are you sure you want to get married? Because today's men are crazy. And it's like, you don't want to compromise. You want to keep this and this and this. But, you know, that's not what marriage is about. And I feel like the definition of marriage has been so twisted for so many people. And it's like, okay, you want someone there for you, but you don't want that person in your space. That's what this 21st, this new century or new generation type of relationship is panning out to be. I want you here, but I want you here in this way and not in this way. So if you're that kind of person, then you should be at least open to knowing that maybe marriage is not for you. And that's okay. You know, I don't think marriage is for everybody. I don't feel like everyone should have that home and picket fence. Like, it's not realistic for everyone. And if that's not you, that's okay. You just do what makes you happy, or go for what makes you happy. I think I got completely off topic. So when people say, I want to get married, they can just say that so broadly. Oh, I want to get married. But marriage is like, it encompasses so many things. And I feel like people always just look at the physical aspect. Like, there's a totally different aspect, like a spiritual side to it as well, that people don't take account for or don't really think much about. And, you know, it's unfortunate that we live in this generation where, 1, we don't have the time, 2, we don't have the patience, 3, it's a lot. So it's really difficult when you say, oh, this person's my relationship goals, they've been married for 70 years. 70 years. Our parents and old people were doing that because they didn't have social media. Today we're in a totally different generation, a totally different ball game. So because I don't want to say the test for this whole new type of world, but what worked for them in the past is not going to work for us in 2021. That's for sure. And most people are not being realistic to that. Because like I said, I think earlier in the video, women are not home cooking anymore. Women have dreams, aspirations, goals. But some men have it in their mind that, no, you have to stay home, take care of the kids, and cook and clean. No, sir. No, sir. That's outdated. Like, the programming needs to be updated. And finding someone that understands you and understands that today, like, it's a bit challenging, I will say, for younger couples, younger people today. Like, when I talk to my young girls and stuff, but one thing I do love about this new generation is the communication. Like, the men will get you together because they know their shit now. And it's like, my generation, those boys, they'd rather keep their feelings to themselves. But I see that more younger men are able to articulate the way they feel, which is what we need more of. I mean, if Chris Brown was able to articulate how he felt to Rihanna, they wouldn't have had that situation in the car. Instead, homeboy just took it out on her, and unfortunately it ended up in abuse. But I thank God that he was able to grow past that, and he hasn't had that situation again, because he probably had the proper support, proper things to help him deal with all those anger issues. But what happens with a kid or Chris Brown is my age. So what happens with someone who is my age, who didn't have that, and, you know, could still be abusive, and you meet that person and you want to get married and the person starts to abuse you, you know? So it's so complex. It's such a broad topic that I'm trying to cover in this short amount of time, but it's like, you know, it's a learning game. It's a process. Take it one step at a time, sis. You know, and if you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, take it to the Lord in prayer. Because that's all we could do is pray. And believe in your prayers. Have faith in God. God will do it. Won't he? Won't he do it? Hallelujah. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you for, if you watched this entire video, then kudos to you. Because this is a long one for sure. This is like the first time I did a 1-hour video. And it took me like literally all day. Anyways, so I hope to see you in my next video. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for listening to me and staying here with me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.